I love watching the Percy Jackson series. You know, that story with a demigod main character? Well, if you haven't watched it, do it. Their series is amazing and they just released their second season. Through Percy's adventure, I got to learn about loyalty, friendship, and bravery. But hey, let's stop this Percy Jackson discussion because I don't think I'm supposed to talk about it anyway. Well, the thing is, the truth that I want to tell you is that there are a lot of things you can learn from the Greek mythology, more than you can learn from the Percy Jackson stories. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Alya Zafira, and today I am very pleased to deliver you my speech with the title Truth Beyond the Myths. Greek mythology was first created in the Bronze Age as the oral tradition. Their first written record was most likely created in the 8th century before current era from Homer's Iliad. The main elements from Greek mythology is the 12 Olympians, with the other as the Titans, gods, mythical and underworld creatures, and also the nymphs. Today, it has been 2,000 years later after the first story created, but somehow their lesson is still relevant to our society. Now, let's break down how these myths are still associated with our society. With beginning is the Hercules, or often known as Heracles. Hercules at first was not a full god like his father Zeus. He was a human with a super strength. He is famous by finishing the nearly impossible task that is known as the 12 labors of Hercules. His winning is not dependent on one's power, but about how he took every chances that he can to finish his task. Physical strength is not the only way to solve the problem because it needs to combine with cleverness, courage, and the desire to not giving up. Through Hercules' winning, it shows us that there is no thing as succeed in your first trial. You need perseverance to save the victory in your hand. Second, Pandora. Have you ever heard about the term Pandora box? Well, it refers to a complications or a problem arising single simple miscalculation. It is actually originated from Pandora's story, the first mortal woman created by the gods. So Pandora was given a jar that she is not supposed to open, but her curiosity wins and she opens the jar that let every evil things out and go into the human world, leaving only one good thing, which is hope. From Pandora's story, we can learn about how having curiosity is a great thing, but we need to consider about our consequences. So when we are curious about something, we have this kind of urgent feeling that we want to find the answers. But before that, we need to think, so what? What are you gonna do if you already found the answers? Therefore, being cautious is important. It is not only as for suggestion, but as an obligation. And finally, Icarus. Icarus is the son from Daedalus, the craftsman that made him wings from the feathers and wax. Daedalus, as the father, warned Icarus to not fly near the sun because it can melt his wings. However, Icarus is the perfect example as a kid who didn't listen to his parents. So Icarus wings fly higher and higher until he nears the sun and he feels the heat of the sun that makes his wings melted, and then he drowned into the sea. From Icarus' story, we can learn about how to not be over-ambitious when reaching our dreams. Dreaming big is necessary, but hitting the brakes is also needed, because sometimes you need to take a time to look around and start to think, am I doing it right? Is it safe? Or is there any other way that I can do to reach my dream? Because by doing that, you can reach your dream someday in a better and safer way. Ladies and gentlemen, through the stories of Hercules, Pandora, and Icarus, we can get to know about how valuable myths are, especially the Greek myths. It is not only about their relationship or their conflict that is still relevant to our society today, but about how their life lessons are still being applied in our daily life. Just like Phil Costi say that myths tells the truth. And now it's your turn to reveal the truth. Thank you.